Welcome to the Love Happy Hour with Kailen Rosenberg, the love architect, author, celebrity matchmaker, and renowned relationship expert. Belly up to the love bar. Single or married, here's your cocktail for an incredible love life.
Yep, and I brought in the big guns today. I have, if you don't recognize the beautiful blonde sitting to my left, your right, but my left, many do and many would. But if you don't know who she is, she's Jodi Livon. She is, I have to say, I've met many psychics and celebrity psychics and blah, 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 blah over the years. And I have to say that I have been by far the most impressed. Do I say by or with? Both? By and with her. By her. Because she not only is really the real deal and truly gifted, but she has such a precious, amazing heart and goodness to her soul. And she's not about exploiting whatever it is God gave her that helps and blesses and helps heal others in life. But she's good stuff. So she's here, and I'm so excited. And I have to tell you, though, her energy has been so strong since she got in here that poor Mike is like trying to figure out where all the buzzing is coming from, the energy and the noises and the unplugging crap to get. So I'm just like, it's Jodi and all of her friends.
Electromagnetic disturbance is what it was, so I don't know what it came from, but yeah.
Yeah, so welcome, people. Thank you for joining us back on the Love Happy Hour. Thank you, Jodi, for being here as my guest co-host this week.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you're so welcome, and I'm just, excited to see what comes out of your mouth during this hour. And I'll share more about Jodi a little bit later. And then, Mike, so happy to have you back.
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it.
Good. And there was nothing to make it through, or was there?
No,
since I saw you last.
I had some shows.
Yeah.
They all went well, and I didn't, get, beat down by defeat or anything like that. So I
Awesome.
so I made it through that.
You're talking about your comedy, right?
Correct. I had a couple shows last week, and all this week I'm featuring at the House of Comedy at the Mall of America. For anyone
Sweet.
in the Twin Cities.
Yes,
Yeah.
tell them so they can.
2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night, 1 show Sunday.
What time?
7:30 and 9:45 tonight, 7 and 9:30 tomorrow, 7 o'clock on Sunday.
Okay, perfect.
So that's
Excellent.
all. That's all they need to know.
Okay. All right. So one of the things that we are doing here, I have 2 tabloids, and we have People Magazine. Jodi has Us Weekly, and typically what I do, I'll go through these things. I'm sure like lots of people, and I'll just kind of flip through and look for the pictures that really grab my attention and the headings, and then I'll say, okay, do I buy this? If I was their coach, how would I coach them? What help do they need? Is this bullshit? Is it real? So I think kind of throughout the hour, Jodi, let's kind of go through and let's look and see if we can find something that we want to share our intuition on. We're both very intuitive, by the way. We do some similar work, even though she kicks my butt. And see what we can do to kind of entertain the listeners and viewers, as well as maybe even, because we do have some celebrities that do actually listen in and watch. Maybe we'll help you heal, too, in your own life. So separate from that, in the meantime, what's new in the news,
Well,
bud?
I know you've probably heard about the drop in divorce rates.
Yes!
So
yes.
everyone
Jodi,
always...
do you know about that?
No, I don't.
Oh, my gosh, I was blown away. Yeah, go.
I was
Tell us.
pretty blown away, too. It's because it used to be, like, what people would say 50% of marriages would end in divorce. Mm-hmm. But now... since the 1990s, 70% of marriages are at least reaching their 15th anniversary. Mm-hmm. And now, with the people in like the current demographic who are getting married right now, there's at least like a 72% of people who are still married. They're going to continue to be married. 3/4 of people. So
That's wonderful news.
Isn't it? I knew. I knew.
Is it
you'd
because
like
of
that.
you?
No, I wish, right? Well, maybe a couple of my books were read and it healed some marriages.
It's
but no.
The guy from the University of Minnesota, he weighs in saying that the 2/3 of divorces are actually initiated by women. Mm-hmm. This is William Doherty, a professor of family and social science at the U of M. He said, so when you're talking about changes in divorce rates, in many ways you're talking about changes in women's expectations, which I think is like the best because I can just say the same as I am, and all the women are lowering their expectations.
Oh, that's how you're taking it?
Well, indeed, that's from my point of view. Yes, from a male point of view.
I would not expect that from you,
Well,
Mr.
no.
Mike.
No, I mean I'm looking at it whatever side of it makes it so I have to do less, or just the status quo, because I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job already. So
I think you are as
See?
well, from what I know. Hanging out with you as a chick. Yeah,
See?
Jodi?
Is Bill Doherty, is he an attorney?
Bill Doherty, no, he's a professor.
I know that guy.
I think do you? Okay.
It's William Doherty. So Bill Doherty, different guy. I
Different
assume.
guy.
Or maybe
Depending on the day.
Maybe he's a moonlighter as a lawyer. You never know.
Here's what I heard, and also what I think based on my experience. So I had heard about it as well on the Today Show the other morning, and I was just like, woot woot, yay, go marriage and families and happiness, right, and peace, and whoa, I just got like a heavy vibe from her. So I'm gonna have to try not to look at her every once in a while. She's over there.
I'm hiding behind the computer.
See, I won't even tell you what she said
I don't
about
have to
this
see
earlier.
you to read you, by the way.
Oh no.
There's no hiding. No, but anyway, it's that men are they're forever women have been giving men women have been giving men a really hard time with regard to being emotional enough, being able to connect with their feelings, showing their feelings, and men have been wanting to show up but struggling, and so now some shift has happened where men have sort of naturally fallen into. Fallen is the right word, but sort of found their groove into letting their emotions and their feelings come out through fatherhood and being part of the home and more part of the child rearing and connecting with the energy and the feelings that are needed, other than just disciplining, but to really connect with their kids. And I think they're starting to find more balance and more connection with the women and the wives, the moms, and there's more partnership happening. There's more, we always talk about for years and years how important it is to have a friendship in your marriage, and now they're just. Men are finding themselves a bit more, and that sense of being, and then once again that sense of emotion and connection, and so that's kind of calming women down. At the same, there's a lot of stuff going on, and then at the same time, where women are starting to just kind of get their needs met a little bit more in the way that they've wanted for years and years with men. The women who were really out there and kind of chase that career and, I'm independent, I don't need anybody, I don't need a man, I don't need whatever. They're sort of starting to hopefully women, married and single, soften that a little bit. Yes, have your independence, your individuality, yourself, but find a way also to be emotional and connect with your man. So long story short, I think people are just connecting. They're finding more of a natural balance, and that's why marriages are really starting to work the way that they're supposed to.
I think also it's not as romantic. It doesn't look as hot to be single and sleeping with everybody you want to, or that you think you want to.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
No, it's very lonely.
It's very lonely, and the whole thing is people do that because they're lonely, and they think it's gonna, pardon my expression, fill that hole.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, darn right.
But it doesn't.
Yeah. No.
And so I think that's people don't romanticize anymore about, it's not the 70s, it's not the 80s. That people are just more in tune in general.
I agree with you. Yeah, there's stuff all over the place going on that we're connecting with on a higher level, or we want more peace and joy in this world. We want less war. We want less pain. So yes, I agree with you. Going to the singles thing, I will tell you, I saw this thing on Tinder the other day. And
What were you doing on Tinder?
I was on Tinder because no, I was not on Tinder, but it was like a 2020 thing on Tinder, and how people are absolutely loving the ease and the convenience of it, complaining about the hookups, yet enjoying the hookups. But going back to what Jodi said, because a big portion of my business at the Love Architects is, it's working with singles, whether they're in their 20s or they're in their 70s. And it is one of the loneliest places to be. Now, I'm not saying the singles, if you're listening and you're single and you're like, F you. It's, I'm not some loser. No, I'm not desperate. No, I'm not this. It's not that it's negative or bad to be single, but it's honor that singleness, honor that place of just having yourself, loving on yourself, knowing yourself, calling out what you know you want and deserve, but put the same thing back, and so that you can attract and have the right relationship and the right partner. Because, again, going back to Jodi, the filling the whole thing feels good kind of for the second, but it's freaking lonely after. And so, yeah.
I also think that when you love yourself, and I know you've talked about this, you radiate something that pulls people in.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not just that you love yourself to pull people in. It's that you love yourself and people are attracted to that.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Not over love.
Yeah.
But that you love yourself, you accept who you are, flaws included.
Because then others feel safe to do the same, right? It's like we're giving each other permission by giving it to ourselves
That's right.
first.
Yeah. Well, what about people?
Is that a little heavy, Mike?
No,
I
it's-
see you really thinking and pondering over there.
Well, what about people who just, say just people out there who don't want to have kids, right? Or don't want to get married. So what if they just, even though it's not the typical norm, I guess, because normally people want to find somebody, I guess, but some people might just, they only like the whole, just different people all the time, and they just...
That's what
because
they say.
Deep down you think that they're probably not enjoying it as much. Or, at least they're not going to... They might enjoy it, but I feel like you're probably right. They won't reach as deep of a level as they could of fulfillment.
It's like eating candy when you're hungry.
Oh,
Ah,
right.
well done.
And in the...
So it can get you
She's
full,
here.
but it'll rot your teeth.
That's
Yep,
right.
and give you a
Okay.
tummy ache.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then the runs.
And that's not sexy.
No, it's not. No. So thank you for bringing that up, Mike. And actually, I told Jodi that one of the themes of the show would be marriage, because I want to hear about your marriage a little bit from a male point of view, what you are enjoying about your marriage, and what you think you could do better as a husband already. And then we're each going to take turns, and I want to hear what it might be like to be a psychic in a marriage.
Yeah. Do you want to do a break first and then come back?
Sure.
All right. That sounds good to me. Let's go.
So, dude, give me this story. You've been using these meet and greet dating sites for a while now. Really, how are things going?
It's brutal. I've been on a few dates, but I'll be honest, man, there's got to be less baggage running through the airport terminals at MSP than some of these women have on our quote-unquote dates.
Painful. Hey, haven't you heard of the Little Pink Book? You got to check out the Love Architects in their Pink Book. You can read the bios of some of the Twin Cities' most incredible single women, interact, engage, have fun, and make your own connections with these amazing women. All of the Little Pink Book members have been vetted and hand-selected personally by Love Architects. Kailen Rosenberg. She's from here. You've heard her on Good Morning America, CNN, Oprah. Okay, so maybe you don't watch Oprah, but my sister does, and she found a great guy there because guys like you are using the Pink Book. Here's the point. You got to take the brain damage out of your dating process.
I know. There's got to be a better way.
There is. It's called the Little Pink Book, and you better get in the book. Go to thelovearchitects.com. It works. How do you think Emily and I met?
Join the Little Pink Book today. Online dating has finally met its match. Now is the time to make a real connection. Go to thelovearchitects.com.
Good job. I love that song.
Yeah. It's a great song.
Oh, yeah. Good memories, too. Oh, that's fun. Okay.
See? Bring up the mood. Everyone's in a good time.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, right. Okay. So this is interesting. Jodi was just saying she was kind of feeling like a heavy pressure and maybe somebody who wants to come and speak and maybe speak through her. And I'm like, cool, let's invite him in. Let's talk to him and see what they have to say. And she's like, no, Kailen, you need to have better boundaries with regard to that stuff. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to honor and respect that. However, I will say that there was an interesting person who just showed up on my cell phone that I'm wondering if it was something with that. Okay. All right. So, Mike.
Yes.
Tell me what you like about...
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Tell me what you like about marriage right now. And then tell me what you think you could do better as a husband, realistically.
Wow.
Yep.
I like a lot of stuff about being married. It's just to have that partner in crime kind of on stuff you do, which is nice because it developed into. When you first are married, everyone talks about marrying my best friend and stuff, but I mean, until you're actually married and you are with that person for at least a couple of years. I've been with her for more than 2 years now. 7 years dating or together, totally 2 years married, right? But it's like the more you're around the person, and if you get to the point where you start to enjoy being around them even more as you go, which is I liked her being around her. I loved being around her a lot before. So it's like when you get to the point where it's like, oh, this is actually more fun than it was last time. So it's a good.
Is that ever sweet?
Isn't that good?
Oh,
That's so good.
It's totally.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's just this is. I made the right call, I guess. It's like because otherwise people talk about how they get married and then just kind of hit the rocks a little bit and then it changes things or whatever. But it's just like better and better. It's gone up and up. So good vibes so far. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I would think that you have hit the rocks already on something.
Oh yeah, stuff. Yeah.
And how did you two get through it?
I basically started picking up my socks all the time. No.
Wow.
But just like stuff that I was trying to be more helpful around the house and stuff like that. Because I
Okay.
mean, just anything. Just I like to try to do little things that she'll notice for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna do like clean out underneath the sink because she won't see that. I'll clean everything outside of that though, just because I like to get a little credit. It's like that's the thing. It's like the big payoff when you get like when they say, "Oh, thanks for doing it." It's like. Yep, and you feel all good about yourself. It's kind of it's
He's revealing a lot, isn't he?
Well, it's as pathetic as it sounds. It's a good feeling though. You know what I mean? Just because people are like, oh man, give up his man card. He cares about it. Well, his wife thinks about him. It's like,
Wow.
But that is being a man, is to care about your
right.
partner.
That's the thing.
amen.
There's like that whole idea that if you have to be one of the bros and just getting all the chicks, dude. But it's like
They're the lonely ones at the end of the day.
right?
Totally with heart issues.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
both kinds probably because
There you go.
Yeah. But I mean, and as far as doing other things better,
Yeah.
I
What
guess.
could you do better now?
Well, yeah, I've done that, the whole cleaning up stuff and all that stuff, being just cleaner in general. Shaving my beard would really improve things for hers because she's like, okay, November's over. That was your excuse for November, so give it up. That's like, I do a joke about my beard, so until after this week, I have to have the beard.
Gotcha.
You like to hide a little bit behind it, don't you?
What, the beard? Mm-hmm. Well, not really. I mean, my wife always said it's 10 years to how old you look, right? So it's like, I have a joke about that. I said, well, the other option is a mustache, and a mustache that's 20 years plus 3 felonies to how old you look.
Wow.
I apologize to anyone with mustaches
That's
on.
bad.
Because I had a mustache on like earlier in November, and it was like, I looked at myself, and I was just like, yeah. Some people can do a mustache and they look cool, like tough.
I can't. Yeah.
But I mean, I can't pull it off. I look creepy.
Did you just say you can't pull
Yeah,
off a mustache?
I can't, and I do look creepy too when
With
I
a
have
When
mustache?
you have one, little electrolysis, and it's all good now?
Right. Thank you. Thank
She
you,
used to have
Jodi.
those handlebars.
I know, right? That's how we bonded.
Yeah. We're all trying to chase that
Mustache
Hulk Hogan,
wax.
the Hulk Hogan mustache.
Oh, okay. So that was really revealing.
Was it?
Mike, sort of.
Okay. Hopefully not too much.
No.
I still have some secrets left.
I know, right? I
Yeah.
can tell. We'll get them out after the cocktail.
Okay.
What about you? So truly, as a psychic in a marriage, put the psychic stuff away. You're a human being, of a woman who has her heart and her needs, and her healing and learning in life, and so you have this partnership now with this man that you clearly adore and love. Who, by the way, her Freudian slip. Her husband's really handsome.
Thank you.
But yeah, so what is it like for you being in a marriage when you do have, though, that really heavy, strong, intuitive connection already and insight?
I thought all women were psychic when they were married. It's like seems like it at least.
Everybody is psychic. You're right. I mean, you're psychic too. Everybody is psychic.
Really?
Women are just given more permission, I think, to have their feelings, and that's the key to intuition.
And then how
Having
much you
your
trust on it.
I like it.
I agree.
So you're asking what it's like for me to be in this marriage with all of the things that come along, because it's just me.
Yes.
I'm very intense. That
I
might
bet
be a
you are.
shocker.
Yeah.
I'm very intense. And my husband is amazing at dealing with my intensity.
Okay.
Because he doesn't get bowled over by it. Whereas a lot of the men that I dated, and they were all actually really wonderful. I dated some great guys, but I could bowl them over. With one look. And I didn't even mean to.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just feeling something. So Jason, as I'm talking with my hands.
Yeah.
So Jason's really good about that. The parts that work is we have this chemistry, and I'm really conscious of the way that we can talk without saying a word. Things just fit for us. The way that we clash is he likes to be in control. He thinks he's in control, and I know I'm in control. So, I mean, we have clashes with that. And intuitively speaking, I have to back off when I know that he's feeling something he's not saying. He has to get there.
Oh.
So I know that's how I make the marriage better, is to just hold my tongue.
Yeah.
But sometimes
Yeah.
it's not good for me to do that either.
Well,
Even though
right.
it's good for him, it's not good for
Then
me.
you're losing your voice.
That's
So we had some struggles with that.
Yeah.
But totally we talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, because nobody wants to be told you're feeling this because of this, this, and this. Right?
Or the question, are you sure you didn't eat the last piece of pizza? It's like, okay, I did. I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, right away. So you let him come out and tell you? That's pretty funny. You like hang back. Sometimes
it works better. There are
Yeah.
times where I'll say, "You're not really feeling that," especially when I was pregnant. You're not really feeling that. You're just saying that, and you think you're gonna make me feel better, but it's making me feel worse. And then I go up in the bathroom, and throw up.
I love that though.
So
That's cool.
But he has a lot of energy too, and I think that's part of how you find a partner, is that you're equal in whatever way that means. Jason's very insightful, but he's not a medium.
Right.
And he's not a trained psychic for 30 years.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And I'm not a financial planner.
Right.
But I'm good with money.
Thanks. And I bet he loves that.
Yeah.
Thank God, right?
More than spending it, I mean.
You're not a big spender?
I'm really careful.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So what could you now do better as a wife, even more so, in the marriage? Keep it healthy.
Finding a way to say, I have to say this much so I'm even more peaceful. And then you take it from there with what's going on for you, because that's our big thing. Or with our kids, if I get a feeling about something and I don't act on it. So one of my kids is going to be driving soon. So that's going to be lots of, I mean, I'm really excited for him and I'm really scared
I know.
for me.
Yeah.
I know you've been there.
Yeah.
I'm scared because I'm going to be scared all the time. And I'm going to have to learn to differentiate between my fear and saying to Jason, you go tell him, you can't drive. I have a bad feeling. And kind of chewing on it and seeing which is which.
Very
because
good.
this is a whole different level for me.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be for my husband too. He's just not as fearful as I am and that kind of stuff. Because I see all possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could call it paranoia, but I always think about like all the things that could happen. It's like, okay, most likely it won't, but it could.
Right. So you have to, you know what I do
Yeah.
is I land on the one that's the most peaceful and that I know is the best outcome. So even though I'm afraid of these 12 things, the eighth one is the best outcome. And that's where I finish my thought on that and I just let it go.
And you
like
put your
that.
energy there. I agree with you. I
Yeah.
try to do that too. Okay. So the question is, what was the question that I had for everybody?
What
I
you
have
can,
to answer
what
myself?
you can do. Well, what you can do.
Or
to
what do
make
I
your
like about
better.
marriage? Or, I think it was what do I like about the marriage, and then what could I do about
Yeah,
it?
those two, yeah.
Okay. So Lance is truly my soulmate. We both knew it from the second we met each other. Heavy duty, not easy. One of the most difficult relationships I've ever been in my life, but yet also the most rewarding.
Why was it difficult?
Oh, well, hold on.
Yeah.
If this was a 4-hour show, but we'll go there
Oh.
we could go there every week.
Just to touch installments of the story. Okay,
Exactly, right? No, I use it actually with my married couples to help heal them, and to say, if we can do it, trust me. But at the same time, he's my baby. He's my guy. And when I say baby, I don't mean lower than, less than, or mothering thing. It's just he's my babe, and I'm madly in love with him. And so what I love about it is that we truly do have a friendship that we continue to build as we mature and grow up. And we each realize that we are students of life and of love and learning, and we do that together. And like your husband, Lance is also very intuitive. In fact, he's freaking reading my mind all the time. I'm not kidding.
Very insightful. I can see it in his eyes.
All the time. And it's like a running joke now that I don't even have to talk, and he'll know what I'm thinking and where I'm going. So we're just very connected. And so he's my bud in this journey of life. Of life. And he makes marriage and raising kids and going through the painful things better and easier. And so that's, it's like, that's the thing I want for everyone. We can all have that. And I think we all need a piece of that. What could I do better as a wife? And I'm working on, we have a lot of similarities. And my whole thing, because I'm also very intuitive, is that, and I read energy and read feelings, and I can tell when people are bullshitting me typically. And I had no boundaries, and I would bulldoze, you're not telling me the truth. I know that that's not true. I know that that's not real. And pretty much the majority of the time I was correct, but that's not always for me to do and say.
Right.
People need their space to be the teacher, the student, whatever. And so giving Lance the respect and the boundary of being in his own place and his own space, and just loving on him no matter where he's at, and not being so intense. Again, you were talking about, you can see all the different scenarios and almost see them play out, almost like a little movie.
Yep.
And so I used to go, blah, And he'd have to sit and listen to it, sometimes for hours in the middle of the night. And he's like, honey, I'm not getting any sleep, and this is stressing me out. And I'm like, okay, I need to stop that. That's not so kind of me anymore. So just, again, as we all need to do, being aware of our stuff that is separate from anyone else that we need to work on and heal, grow up with, improve on, so that we can be a better and more fun.
Better filters.
Yeah, filters, right? But partner to be with. So, but yeah, I'm such an advocate for marriage.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
It's all right.
Yeah, just take it or leave it, I guess.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to go through here for a second. Do you want to go through here, Jodi? And if you have anything else you want to throw at us, go through yours.
Oh, yeah. Well, we could take a break quick if you guys want to do that while you look.
Ooh.
Oh, you got something.
What do you think of this? What do you think of the Bill Cosby thing, Jodi?
That's, yeah.
Oh, see you say that, and my
Yeah.
stomach just
Mine just got sick, too.
dries up.
Mine got sick.
You know what? I think it's so sad on so many levels.
It is.
I'm mortified for the people he hurt. I'm mortified for the people that haven't stood up and said something that can't or don't want to. I'm mortified for him.
Yep.
Because I think he has a love of a higher power, and I think that's part of his battle is that he knows he did wrong, and there's a stuckness, and you can believe your own lie. But I'm so happy it came out.
Oh, right.
And it's very powerful that it came out right now when he was starting to bloom again, which is what he's wanted for so long. These things happen more than anybody realizes.
Oh, I know.
Date rape, all these different things happen, and I'm glad it's out so people can look at it. I'm grossed out that he was so popular and everybody's watching him. At the same time, when you watch those reruns that I think a lot of them have pulled, that's what he was doing with people on the side.
I know, and it's heartbreaking. The smoke and mirrors that so many people do or can do or get away with. Here's the deal at the end of it, and I tell my sons this all the time. Truth is a powerful, powerful thing. Lies can feel powerful because they mask, they confuse, they can control, they manipulate. But at the end of the day, a lie is of darkness, and it really has tiny, tiny power. And truth is of light and of love and has all of the power. So no matter what, the truth always comes out. Always, always, always.
Yeah, he probably, there was
With
originally the whole accusations were, a while ago, and then there was not enough evidence to get swept under the rug. And then Hannibal Buress, a comedian, tweeted about it, or just made a statement about it, and that's what brought the whole thing back up. And people were like, wait a second,
Good.
what?
Yeah.
And that happened? And everyone did research on it. All of a sudden, wait, there's all these people? And then, because the way social media is, it went out, and then those people thought, okay, there's support for us to come forward now, it seems like. So
Yeah.
it's yeah.
And then it's okay to share the truth, and that things will come out of the woodwork.
Well,
they
he
will,
had
right? Depending on how
jokes.
long you've been doing what you've been doing.
He had a joke about giving women the Spanish fly from back in the 70s. So, I mean, it's like
So heartbreaking.
he's joking about it and talking about it. I was like, oh, yeah. It's like,
He's leaking.
As a kid, we heard about it. Like, you give it to those. See that corner of those women over there? Light that whole corner up with a jug of Spanish fly. He thinks it's being funny. People are like laughing and clapping in the
Right.
background, which is like, it's weird how, comedy back then, like you just say stuff like that. People are like, yeah, he doesn't really mean it though. It's not like he's actually doing exactly what he's talking about. But now, according to these accusations, allegedly he was. So
Well, I have a very unpopular thing to say.
Okay, go ahead. That's fine.
it's fine.
You have to look at the fact that he must have been really hurt himself. Somebody really infringed on
Yeah.
his boundaries sexually.
Well, of course.
So he's acting out, doesn't excuse it, doesn't make
No.
it right, doesn't make it pretty. It still absolutely is wrong. But I think a lot of times we want to, hang him.
Yeah.
And we have to look at he was a victim too, and then he victimized. So there's that. I think we're more fair when we look at the whole picture.
See, now I totally got what you just said, and I love what you just said, and that actually is the whole premise of the Love Happy Hour show, is that that it's all about truth and love, whether we're entertaining or we're mixing a cocktail or we're getting silly or it's whatever it is. It's the place we talk about. It's bellying up to the love bar and just letting it all out, and we're all here for each other to hear. But at the end of the day, it's trying to find a way to bring it all to at the end of each show, a place of love and learning. And so when you said this isn't popular, it's sad that we have to say that because I've used the same thing. You know, gosh, this isn't going to be, I might get some haters from this, but what she's doing is she's bringing the truth to light that, yeah, what he's done is sick. It's shit. It's fucked up. It's hurt people. But the phrase, you know, the hurt people is true. We're incapable of hurting others if we don't have that already somewhere planted within us from something, somewhere, someone else. And so it doesn't excuse it, as she said. But if we can, as a world, learn to come to a higher place of compassion and understanding, again, not to excuse, like Jodi said, but to bring awareness for healing. Don't mean to get so deep and heavy, but really, then these things don't happen. They just don't need to happen, and people don't need to hide anymore. The perpetrator and the victim don't need to hide anymore. They can just get help.
Well said.
So,
Take a break.
all right, honey bun.
Hi, I'm Jesse.
And I'm John.
We're the founders of Aspire Beverage Company,
based right here in Minnesota.
The Aspire story is simple. We just couldn't find a truly healthy sports drink for our active families, so we created one.
The Aspire all-natural fire, ice, and storm sports drinks contain real fruit extracts, electrolytes, antioxidants, B vitamins, and minerals for improved health and performance.
Yeah. And they taste really awesome. At only 35 calories per bottle.
The Aspire fire, ice, and storm sports drinks are now available at all Lund's, Byerly's, Kowalski's, Fresh Seasons, and Lakewind stores.
Check out all of our awesome upcoming events on our website, aspirebeverages.com.
So if you're tired of being the mean mom or dad that won't buy Gatorade or Powerade for your kids, now you can be the cool parent that brings a team pack of Aspire home.
It's really awesome. Aspire to greatness.
Warning, Aspire sports drinks contain pure performance. No junk, only good stuff. They may cause victory, achievement beyond your wildest dreams, and epic greatness. They're really awesome.
I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's grey and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you, it's Friday, I'm in love.
Something happened to the song.
I
The song I was
know.
planning on doing was going to be way funnier, but
It's Jodi.
not funny, but good.
Oh, yeah. Blame it on me.
Actually,
Can we just have her
I am
come in every
gonna
week and then
blame
we'll
it
just
on
blame
you.
everything on
Yeah.
her?
Oh, my God. It's my childhood all over again. Let's tilt things and talk about that.
We can do whatever we want here while we're drinking. And okay, so I have a lot of water in this ice by now. I don't want to dilute. We're going to do our cocktail of the week, and because it's the holidays. I'm really ADD today, aren't I?
Yeah, it happens though.
I know, right?
The holidays in general, people just you kind of start zoning in on that. Okay, Christmas is coming up. What do I have to do to get there?
Yeah.
Or what happened to me 20 years ago, and Christmas was so much fun. I'm going back and watching it.
Are you serious? Or are you
No,
just
that's
saying-
what people do. That's
Oh.
why they get spacies. They're remembering the past.
Oh, yeah.
So that could be. Thank you for the nice, excuse.
I'm going to go ahead and think
I
about
want to
that.
get rid of the ice or the water. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Just so we have real ice, so we don't have watered down drinks, so we can really taste. Because our next treat and cocktail is the vanilla, the vanilla iced. What is it? The iced vanilla cookie bomb shot.
Sounds ridiculous.
There we go. Well, we'll see. Last week's was nummy, right?
Yeah, that was the chocolate cherry.
Bomb.
Yeah, chocolate cherry bomb.
Super good. Yeah. I know. You were actually starting to slur your words a little bit.
Was I? No.
No, that's just you?
That's just me.
That was what you had prior?
Later in the day on Fridays, afternoon in general. Not anything to do with alcohol, but I just start slurring my words.
Okay. Well, until Jenna gets back with the ice without the water, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about Jodi, actually. Okay. So Jodi Livon has been described as vivacious. Yes, I will agree.
Check.
Practical, and positive. Stronger word than positive, but yeah, she's very positive. For decades, she has used her psychic skills professionally and intuitive coach for the business and private sector. She is relatable to a diverse audience and is a highly acclaimed keynote and event speaker. She's also a very respected author, by the way. And so you'll see her book here, The Happy Medium. You guys, if you haven't read it, heard about it, you need to run out and get it.
I like the title.
It brings you to the truth of intuition and the importance of intuition and trusting in your own intuition. And then, so she is also, and I've seen her a million times. This is actually how I found her and fell in love with her. So she is a favored guest on one of the local Minnesota television, one of the top television shows here. She is the psychic for Twin Cities Live, and she covers lots of stories for them. And she does like ghost hunts, and she like clears ghosts and spirits out. She reads people like crazy accurately. She's been part of lots of ghost investigations, and she reads national celebrities. And
I went on a ghost hunt.
She is.
In Las Vegas was the first one I went on, which is really a weird place to go. It was at the Plaza Hotel, and they have the old theater there, and the tech guy or whatever, the sound guy, ended up, I think he fell out. They think he might have killed himself, like out of the sound booth into the orchestra pit kind of area.
Fell.
He fell?
That's what it feels like to me.
Huh. I agree. Okay.
He might have been a little
heavy.
bit boogie, but
It was crazy, though, just because we used the whole electromagnetic thing. I'd never used anything like this. And then people say, oh, it's random, right? But right away, because I have a scientific mind, test it out, go up to like a lamp, and it would give the exact same, like, a mechanical reading, like
the energy
of that lamp. Then we go out and just walking through areas and walk through the same exact area multiple times, and all of a sudden one time it's gonna be like spiking like way more than like an outlet does. So I mean, it was
right.
I was like, oh, it was crazy. I felt like that tipped me over the edge of for sure believing in the at least the PK, whatever it's called, the electromagnetic meter. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've had
the box.
The box. Mm-hmm. Is that what you call it?
Well, I think people call it different things, and I don't use them, but I've worked with Dave Schrader, who does use them. He's an international, actually, ghost investigator.
So I suppose you have it kind of going on upstairs already.
So I can feel it,
yeah.
And then all of a sudden the box would go off. Or one cool thing is that we were doing an investigation, and I'm trying to remember where it was. It might have been downtown Anoka, and we were in the basement. And I said, do you ever hear a spirit cough or sneeze or make a noise? Mm-hmm. So about 10 minutes later, he's playing things back. And right before I said that, there was like a coughing sound.
Really?
From a spirit.
Wow.
Why they were coughing, I mean, I don't know what that noise was, but it sounded like coughing.
Yeah.
So I had more respect for the box after that.
Yeah, then you're like, okay.
That made even more sense to me, because I kind of used to roll my eyes about it, like, seriously, can't you just get a human here? Because I can do this.
Mm-hmm. Just get a human.
But people like the other part of it, too. It's a nice combination.
It feels scientific, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's really interesting, because, like, when you break it all down scientifically, and there's, like, no explanation outside of something, outside of explanation, like a paranormal kind of thing, it's like, okay, that's... All right. Okay. People who are skeptics can more easily get behind that type of thing, I feel like.
And what's interesting is people who are skeptical are more interested in ghost investigations and the afterlife than they are the whole psychic piece itself.
Really?
Really? What's that
because
about?
People are obsessed with death. They're afraid.
Okay.
And if you are peaceful about it, you live a better life, I think. You're more whole. You're not so afraid you're going to die, because you know that when your body does die, you go to this beautiful place and it's peaceful, right?
Hopefully,
so you're not so fearful.
Right.
But most people who go, I don't believe in psychics, they're very interested. This is my experience in the afterlife. John Hansen, who used to be a host on Twin Cities Live, I mean, he gave me such a hard time. It was hysterical. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But he was always interested in the ghost investigation piece and always kind of critical of the psychic piece till the end, and then he wasn't.
Very, very interesting. Well, I think those are the people that also really need to be in control.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I've been, as you've noticed, those who are watching, I have...
bartending.
I've been doing yes. And again, I am totally for hire, and I know it's really impressive, my work. And in fact, I am, whoever wants all of the ice, that's in this glass. But anyway, so again, it's the ice sugar vanilla cookie holiday bomb shot, and it is they're just equal shots, right? It's one shot of vanilla cinnamon Bailey's, folks, and then a shot of the Pinnacle whipped cream vodka. So it's all alcohol. So now I think you said you've got a little, you have a little celiac going on, don't you, honey?
Yes, I do. Okay. But I can hold it.
You can. She's so cute. Do you want ice or no ice?
No, I'll take ice.
Okay, you'll take the ice. So we're gonna hold on. You have to do the wave thing, remember, Mike? Because no one ever sees you. See, there he is. He's real. All right, here you go, honey. And then we need to do though a cheers. So, Mike, you have to come back.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'll do it on the correct side.
All right, so we have some things, actually, not to be a downer, but going on in our family that I can't really talk about right now. But God knows what we're talking about, and you people that are listening, and we're all here to help each other in this world and to spread an energy of love and healing. We have someone in our family who's not doing well, and so we're going to actually toast to their life and healing and comfort and everything that is meant to be good in their life and the future that they have waiting for them, that happens. And this is also this is a toast to all the people out there in this world too that might be struggling and have some pain, and we're going to send love and good energy to all of you who want it and need it. Okay, here we go.
Cheers.
There we are.
Smells so good.
Oh, yum.
Oh, wow.
Once again. You want to give that to Jenna, or do you want to keep it? Poor Jenna, who works with me, has to drink every Friday.
All the time.
I'm buzzed for just holding it.
Right?
It is
Do you
very.
like it?
It is good. Yeah, it's nice, creamy. You get that cinnamon. It's not too boozy or anything like that.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
For me. But it is quite good though.
I did. Yeah, I like last week's better.
Yeah, the
I like
chocolate
the cherry bomb
was a little bit more. This is kind of like almost with the Baileys and stuff, and with the cream. It almost tastes like a White Russian in a way. Mm-hmm. Just because that whole like the cream.
I love White Russians. I married one.
Oh, really?
So did I.
Yes, you did.
All right, sister. Yeah.
You guys and your
They're nice
Russian.
and smooth and sweet.
From what I know about Russians.
Hey.
Just from the stereotypes I've heard through comedy.
Get over it. Oh, through comedy.
Through comedy.
Okay,
It's all jokes.
We all,
I mean, yeah.
We love making fun of people we love, right?
Well, contrary.
All right, darling. So, did you have a chance to come up every week now? He tries to stump the expert.
Ooh.
He will bring up a story. So now this is for you as well as my co-host this week.
Yes, I have one.
He's going to bring an interesting story that he's found, and you and I are each going to give our take on how we turn that into something that has to do with love.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay. Well, good luck with that, Jody.
Okay, I got to find the right one.
Oh, you heard the one from last week, right?
I did.
I have. Okay, I have to find the right one. Well, this is actually it's.
I'm going to let Jody go first, actually.
It's not really as much of like a negative one, but it's...
Okay.
It's interesting. Well, do you guys want to hear... Okay. Does it have to do with the relationship? Because I have a couple here that are really good. That
whatever one you intuitively feel, Mike.
Okay. It's not really a relationship thing, but it is a relationship, interpersonal, okay? Find a good twist of love on this, okay? I don't know if you guys heard, but a teacher is been issued a warning letter and is ordered to review a hygiene safety course after ordering an 8-year-old boy to unclog a toilet with his bare hands. Find the love.
You can learn through shitty experiences.
All right.
No, you got to get... Oh, actually, okay, that was good. Go deeper, though. That was quick and good. See, she's a smart cookie.
Fast.
She is. She is quick. Quick on her feet.
Well, chances are the boy she asked to do that was being a smart aleck, and she was trying to get him more grounded and to have power over him because she wants him to learn. She's mistaken to think that you can force somebody to learn that way by trying to take them down. The way you help people learn is to build them up. So to empower a kid who probably has ADHD, because we have lots of people in our life like that, I'm sure I have it, is to do something like if somebody's jumping up and down, to say, could you go to the office and bring this? So they get a little walk instead of put your hand down a toilet because I want to have power over you.
Very well said.
I didn't think it was possible, but okay.
God, right. She is good. Wow. I would agree with everything she said. Read it to me one more time, super fast.
So a teacher was issued a warning letter in order to review a hygiene safety course after ordering an 8-year-old boy to unclog a toilet with his bare hands.
And didn't say why.
I'll tell you why. He said, hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Meaning why the teacher did it.
Why the teacher. The kid his deal was, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I just lost it.
That's okay. But I love Jody's answer.
He was just being, I think he was just being kind of like a little...
Shit?
Yeah. Oh, Again, with the double
puns,
entendre. Yeah.
right?
He should have gotten. Okay, yeah. He basically just. Oh, he put down a bunch of toilet paper down the thing and clogged it purposely. They say. So the kid was like, they think trying to clog the toilet. So the teacher's like, no, get down there with your bare hands and unclog that toilet. So it wasn't as gross as it initially seems.
Well, no, but I still go with Jodi there, and I think that so. What the teacher was trying to do is use a shaming tactic, which shame never helps. It is the opposite of any fertilizer for growth. And for all of you out there who shame your kids or shame your partner or even accept shame yourselves, please stop it. That power over thing and saying, okay, well, I'm going to make you use your hand and this is how you're going to learn, rather than sitting down with him. Here's an opportunity. Okay, here's how we'll turn it into love, people. When people do things that are, again, like we said earlier, hurt people hurt people. Hurt people do things that don't make sense. They're ugly. They're unattractive. And if you personalize it, if you get mad at it, you're missing the whole message in it. It's about trying to identify within one another what is it that's going on inside of somebody to make them act out in a way that isn't productive. It doesn't feel good. It's not calling each person to their highest ability. So sitting down with somebody and just going, hey, I'm recognizing this. I'm noticing this. You're pissed. You're angry. You're hurt. You were shoving. You're trying to clog that darn toilet. What does that mean to you to clog a toilet? What was your purpose? And trying to just kind of shift their energy, like you said, telling them, the ADD kid or ADHD kid, to walk to the principal. Get that time and that energy out. So, you guys, let's just try to be a little bit more compassionate with strict boundaries. We need boundaries, but compassionate, because there's a reason for everything. Okay, what's the next one?
I have a better one that's. Well, this one's pretty funny.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So, in England, a British woman who was given a suspended jail sentences for violating a court order to stop having loud sex with her husband says she will not comply. Carolyn Cartwright, who was given Carolyn Cartwright suspended jail terms of 8 weeks and 12 weeks for violating the 4-year antisocial behavior order, told a film crew for the Channel 5
for her porn
news and she was proud that she will not comply with the court's demand that she spare her neighbors from banging and screaming resulting from her trysts with her husband Steve of 38 years. She says, quote, as far as I'm
Carolyn and Steve.
Go is right.
As far as I'm concerned, that's what you should be doing, Cartwright said of her loud marital encounters. Just relax, go with the flow. It's not as if I'm having sex and think, oh, I'm making too much noise. I better be quiet. Yeah. Okay. So they tried to appease their neighbors by moving their late-night activities to the morning, but complaints have continued. I don't see why I should stop having sex in my own house with my husband of 38 years, Cartwright said. I'm sure there could be a lot worse things they could be doing.
Yeah, right? Bless that couple. Well, she went to jail for that?
To jail. Well, they suspended her sentence, and now she said that she's gonna just keep going, and eventually she's gonna have to go to jail. They keep suspending her sentence, but she's pushing her luck.
They know this is ridiculous.
They do.
I am really, really curious to hear in a second what Jodi has to say about this. But, again, over 30 years of marriage, they're going at it like crazy.
That's what I thought. It's like 38 years. I was like, that's impressive.
Yeah. It's good enough that she can't contain it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's either, A, the neighbors are a little too rigid and uptight, or they're jealous. But to have a little compassion on my side here as well for them is that, sometimes it can be a little awkward hearing, even if you're the most sexual being in the world, to hear someone else doing their thing and having their stuff can be a little different. So, but at the same, I don't know how long, if it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour that they're lasting.
38 years, probably. Wow.
Maybe they just want to put a little flyer out and say during this time, you'd buy them headphones. I don't know, something, earplugs for, between 6 and 7:30. I don't know. I think we should be high-fiving couples that are married for 30 plus years going at it like crazy that you want to scream your brains out.
The morning. It's funny they moved it to the morning. Well, we'll move it to the morning. They'll like that better. It's like, but people are still sleeping. It's like, when you hear like a garbage truck or a neighbor mowing, but instead you hear that, they'd be like,
neighbor mowing.
The Cartwrights are at it again.
Right. But at the same time, we do have to have respect for one another, and maybe she could try to keep it down a tiny bit. Mm-hmm. I mean, even the house, right? We have to, when we've got kids, you don't want them to be mortified, so you have to, well, not quite like that, thank God. But anyway, so Jodi, thoughts on that one? Bring it to love.
I say keep it coming. Seriously, they should just keep it going. However, The issue isn't really that they're having sex. That's the funny part.
Right.
Is that the neighbors are disturbed, so soundproof your house or your apartment.
There you go. Yeah.
Do a little soundproofing, but
That's
keep
true.
enjoying yourself. I think that's amazing.
I do too.
And I think you're right. I think people are jealous.
Yep.
I have a question, Mike.
Yeah.
I've never asked this, and I've always wondered.
Uh-oh.
From a male point of view,
Uh-oh.
is it unnerving if a female is really loud, or do guys like it because they think they're doing a good job?
It depends on where you're at. I mean,
Oh, see, no, that's interesting. Yeah, well, where you're at in the relationship, or where you are physically
where you're located on the earth.
Oh.
Where if you're, say, in an apartment, right, and you
Yeah.
have like a bunch of.
And so you're in an apartment with your wife, or when you were dating, and it was really loud.
Yeah. Well, I'm very Minnesotan, so I mean, I'm like, I don't want to make anybody. I don't want to be the Cartwrights. I don't want to have people calling and complaining. And I mostly I just don't want to make people jealous. I mean, really,
Right.
I mean, I'm just trying to look out for all the other people out there because
I get that's so compassionate.
You know,
Mike.
I know. I'm just thinking for the less fortunate out there.
Okay.
Do you want to take a break?
I bet you love that question,
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's great,
I get
yeah.
his face is a little pinker.
Oh,
okay,
well.
a little more pink.
Hey, it's Kailen Rosenberg. Well, you asked for it, and I created it. The Little Pink Book, just for you. It is Minnesota's most amazing hand-selected, vetted singles, personally by me, to help you find the love of your life. Go to thelovearchitects.com, click on Little Pink Book, and fall in love today. That's thelovearchitects.com.
All right, I can go there. Not my favorite song in the whole world, but I can go there.
Oh, really?
But I do like the words. Give me some love.
In. Love-in.
Give me some love in.
But-
Just like Jodi
Levon.
Livon. Love on.
Oh.
Love on. Love on, people.
That's where you got the name from. I'm just
See,
kidding.
this is what happens after I have 2 sips of a cocktail. All right, so what else can I say about Jodi? All right, so,
Otherwise, I have the questions too. If you
well, yeah, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Just hold on.
Oh, yeah.
This is about Jodi today, Mike. Okay, so if you would like to get a hold of Jodi, and she's a good friend of mine, and I'll tell you it's not easy, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. I'm shocked I could get her here today. She's a popular girl. But regardless, okay, so if you'd like to get a hold of Jodi, her website is theintuitivecoach.com. You can find Jodi on the Facebook pages at Jodi Livon, The Happy Medium, and The Intuitive Coach. Twitter, again, at Jodi Livon, JODILIVON. Okay, so another thing that's kind of cool, though, that she's doing for Minnesotans, but yet if you're out of the country and you happen to be flying in or you want to come and meet her, and she has something going on here right now. I know she does travel around the country as well. We cannot reveal the facility. It's a private one on purpose because when she lets people know where she's going to be, they show up and then it's already booked and sold out, and then they're bummed and they have to leave and she has to turn them away.
It makes me sad.
I know, because she has a ridiculously huge heart. So we're not going to set people up for failure. So you're going to have to just sign up and try to get on the list right away to get in. But if you are searching for certain answers within, outside of yourself, whatever it is in your life, she is saying, and I agree with her, there is absolutely nothing like trusting your own gut instincts. Bottom line, bottom line, bottom line. That's not bada bing, it's bottom line. Learn how to access your own intuitive instincts in a Snap Thursday, January 29th, 2015. It will be in Minnetonka, Minnesota, from 7 to 9 p.m. if you want to put that on your calendar. Again, 7 to 9 p.m., January 29th, 2015. So if you want to sign up, go to theintuitivecoach.com. Again, theintuitivecoach.com. There's that. And I may sneak my way on that list, too.
You can just come.
Well, okay. Oh, we heard it. Okay, we've got proof. No. All right. So, what else do you have for us, Mike?
Well, I have the question deals, the little get to know people questions.
This is a fun little game we play. So it's like a bar game.
Okay,
so he'll read the question out loud, and then we all each have to answer it. And then our viewers and our listeners answer it later.
Ooh, I love this.
Yeah, because we're all at the happy hour right now.
Which long-lost childhood object would you most like to find? That's really...
Wow, that's heavy. Something just came to me immediately that I've not Isn't it weird how our memories work?
Hadn't thought about it for a long time.
Holy cow.
What is it?
It's two things. Can I have two?
Well,
I had a little stuffed bunny that I named Rada. I haven't thought of that name. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why. Maybe you'll pick up on something. But I named him Rada. And he was with me everywhere, and he reminded me of the Velveteen Rabbit, if anybody ever read that story.
Yeah.
So he was kind of my Velveteen Rabbit.
You meditated on him.
I did. See, so my intuitive thing, whenever something is completely 100% correct, I get chills up my thighs. Yeah. And right the second she said it, was like, brah.
Yeah.
So Rada, my rabbit, I don't know where he is. Hopefully someone's loving on him and he's not like squished in a trash thing. Phil somewhere. Probably is. No. And then my baby doll. You guys saw I was a little kid, right? Mm-hmm. So it was my baby doll, and her eyelids blinked. Her little eyes opened and closed. That was a very big deal when we were kids back in the 70s. And when you put her over your shoulder, she went, Mama.
Oh,
it was really
sweet.
Cute. And I can't remember her name, though, which is interesting. But she had red hair, and her eyes opened and closed, and she went, Mama. And I loved her. And I have no idea where she went. So it'd be cool to find, that'd be a heavy trip to find those two.
It's like your Rosebud from Citizen Kane, right? Rosebud. It's his sled that he looks for. It's toboggan, yeah.
Sort of. Well, sort of.
Well, yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, neat. Okay, Jodi, what about for you?
Well, mine isn't an object.
Okay.
Mine's my neighbor's dog, Folly. I would love to cuddle with that dog. They were the best neighbors in the whole world. The Flums. They used to let me go into their house when they weren't home to get him to bring him to my house. Oh. And he was with me all the time, and he barked when you moved the drapes, and he was this cute little Yorkie. And when my parents told us they were getting a divorce, this part's sad, but it doesn't. He was there, and he was walking around kissing everybody, making everybody be okay. He was just one of those neutralizers.
Yeah.
So, and I would like to thank him again, and he's in heaven.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So I can go peek and say hi, like we all can.
Yeah.
But I miss him. And I have two. I had a doll called Giggles.
Did you?
And you'd move her hand, and you'd move her arms like back and forth, and she'd giggle. And I gave her.
Oh my gosh!
I guess kind of everything I do has sort of little sadness in it. But I gave it to a little girl when I was in my 20s that I knew was being abused.
Oh man!
So I gave it to her, and I don't want the doll back. I just want to know if the little girl got therapy and is okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
But it was cool. I mean, it made her happy.
Yes.
So that's a good thing.
That's so neat
There's
that
a
you
lot
did
of people that
that.
get hurt. So she had something to hold that was full of love.
Oh, that makes me really happy. Thank you for doing
but it's sort of a
that.
downer. I didn't mean to be a downer.
It's not a downer. No, it's real stuff. And once again, bring it to love and the Love Happy Hour and what the show is about. She put herself out through something that was valuable to her that she loved and spread love to someone else who needed to have something that she could connect with and feel safe with and comforted by. And so it's passing it on. All right, what about you, Mike?
This is a really hard one for me because my mom will tell you that I kept everything that I have. So only now that I have my own house that it's all coming over to my house so I'll be like, oh, we brought all this stuff for you. It's like, great, Christy will be really happy. She'll be so pleased about the fact that I have more of my stuff showing up here. But it's like, looking back, I guess, if you were going to talk about animals, my first dog was, obviously, but toys and stuff like that, they kind of just came and went. One thing, my BB gun when I was a kid. My mom, we had the BB gun. It was like the legend of the BB gun, where my older brothers had it, and then they were going to, it was our turn to have it. We were still a little too young, so she hid it somewhere, never found again. And we had no one knows. Day? It's somewhere in the rafters in the basement or something like that, or up in the ceiling. Or
now, are your parents in the same house?
Yeah.
Okay, so the gun's somewhere.
It's a BB gun, yeah.
The BB gun is somewhere.
Yeah.
Your mom is smart.
I know. She hid it, and it's like she probably got rid of it, and then it's just like, oh yeah, we looked over. We'll keep looking. I'm looking in here. Can't find it. Guess we'll look next time but yeah. I eventually got a different one, but that was like a Red Ryder BB gun, from Christmas Story. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Isn't it funny how we remember that even as adults?
Really.
These things that really meant something to us.
Yeah.
What's your next question? And then I think we're almost done.
Yeah, we are. This is, would you like to be proudest of your accomplishments or your character?
Character.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. That's not that hard one.
That's why you and I are working together, bud.
Would you be likely to survive alone in the wilderness?
Not for 3 seconds.
Well, my husband, when he does listen to this show, because he's not listening, he's doing something right now, would just fall over laughing at that question. I'm a fighter and a survivor, and so yes, I would probably find a way. I would be eating bark. I would be eating leaves. I would be building. I love building forts.
You can last for 3 weeks without food. You just need to get water and shelter.
I would not drink my own pee.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if I had to live no. So could I do it? Yes, I could do it. But I'm not the I'm afraid of every freaking spider and bug that there is. I mean, I'd have to get.
Gotta eat the spiders. I'm just.
Well, okay, but I think I could survive. What about you, my darling? What about you, Mike?
I would be able to make it. I feel like I forage for mushrooms for like fun and stuff like that. So I know just you see stuff. It's really fun when you do that because you'll be walking around on a hike. You'll be like, I could eat that.
Really?
And
so you know the ones that aren't poisonous.
Yeah, and the ones that I'm 50-50 on, or even like 10 and 90, 10% not sure, I will not eat those because it's like, okay, I could die, so I'll just go ahead and just stick with the ones I know.
Right.
It's just a better choice.
But we could eat grub. Jodi, you and I could eat grub.
This is some nice bark beetles. Okay.
So, I can't believe that the hour has flown by so fast.
Quick, yeah.
And I'm just so, again, grateful to have had you here. I want you to come back, please, please, please.
Oh, this has been so much fun. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, and we will do this again. And thank you again for listening in and for downloading. Spread this on. Let's get as many people to join the Love Happy Hour and just be here for one another and share and have fun and get silly and crazy and make this world a better place.